You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The views expressed by the individuals during this broadcast are their own opinions, and they may not be the same as those of their group or other organizations they may be involved with.
All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Pace Radio Show. We're live, and we're coming to you from paceradio.net, and you'll find us on Facebook and YouTube, and our YouTube channel as well. And yeah, that's about it. But at several locations at many of those spots, several places on Facebook. Yeah. The Twitter doesn't do live broadcasting anymore, so that's
I don't. You know, you should try Blue Sky because
you can't stream live to it
on Blue Sky. I haven't tried it. Everybody's exiting X anyways, and they're all moving over to Blue Sky. Or anyway.
Yeah. Well, see, I used to always say X and Twitter and all that stuff before the show, and now I got banned on LinkedIn, so. They thought
I lost my account on TikTok.
They didn't. I don't think they liked the news show.
Well, yeah, I got banned on TikTok for several posts because I'm pretty blunt. They don't like anything having to do with cannabis. No cannabis. Anything having to do with schmatzies and you can't even say the word. You have to call this guy the mustache man. Like, it's just ridiculous, the censorship on that. So I got in the 3 strikes, and they pulled up my account, which had 4,500 followers, which isn't that many. But on TikTok, you can't go live till you have 1,000. So I'm sitting at 420 right now. How ironic is that? Today, 420. Rebuilding the other account that I had attached to it, because I didn't lose both accounts. We were attached together. But yeah, I've lost some followers. Jan Arden being one of them. But,
yeah, you said Jan Arden was in town.
Yeah, she's got 2 concerts last night and tonight. They did a second one because it was like by demand kind of thing.
Right.
And unfortunately, yeah. But anyways, it is what it is.
It is.
Yeah,
so
but
tonight, just for some conversation and stuff, I got some studies here. I got Health Canada's done some licensing test licensing issuing. And we're going to go to Australia before the night's over as well, because something is strange there.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Yeah. So, but talking about strange, we were having a conversation before we went live, and you were telling me that you had some company. Oh, and the fact that you've had some snow lately.
Oh yeah, we had it was all snow every day, all day. But yeah, I was saying
snow, that's like a 4-letter word,
Yeah, I know, but it's we got a lot. Wait till yeah. So yeah, but I was hearing some clomping in my veranda.
Yeah.
And there was a deer in there. I opened the door, and there's a deer standing there trying to get into the dang garbage that was on top of
it. For the viewers who don't know, you live in an urban area.
I live in downtown Cranbrook, BC, with a population of 20,000 people. But we have an urban deer problem. And it's we've had this for about 10 years since I've come back, but every year the population grows because they have babies. They're having 2 and 3 at a time, these ones.
Oh.
Not Kenya.
Oh.
They're having triplets, these deer. And they're crossbreeding with muleys. So you got crossbred whitetails and muleys, and they're eating garbage in your gardens, and they'll eat anything. Like I said, they were picking. I had to keep the bread that I get from work in my car now because I just didn't even think about it. They were eating the bread through the bags in my carport.
Right.
So I quit putting the garbage. I quit putting the bread out. I leave it in the car until I can bring it in. Right. Yeah. And then I figured, okay, the garbage was over the one day. It's okay, the cats wouldn't get up there. And I thought, okay, goddamn raccoon's back, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. The door's now up from the outside is kept closed, like, because I was leaving it open so I could just open the door, let the dog go ripping out, right?
Right.
I closed the door because that's who's coming
Okay,
in.
so it was open. It was open when it
Yep.
got in there
There's
yesterday.
clomping, open the door, and or I guess Mrs.
Okay.
was a Joe standing right there trying to get into the garbage to eat the bread that
Right.
was there. I was like, "Are you?" So I screamed at it. She ran out, and yeah, you'll see her.
All right. Well, here, let's just see. As everybody can see, Tamara's got lots of snow. Like, wow. But yeah, here we go. We'll play the video clip.
Yeah, but yeah, I've got cameras everywhere, right? So
Right.
I ain't getting. Yeah, you can't trust no one these days. But yeah,
Okay.
so, yeah, all of a sudden you're gonna see, doo 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 doo.
Because you can see your stairs. Yeah, you come down the stairs.
There it is. And then she turns around, looks at me like, "What do you mean I can't eat your bread?" And then hangs out for a while because there's another video after where she stands there and attempts to come back, and I slam the door behind her. Right, like these blatant buggers. But again, like I said, like we were on our anniversary too. We were out having hot dog roast in the backyard, and three of them just come sauntering in, like, "Here we are. What do you got to eat?" Like, "Did you invite us for dinner?" Like, they're just, but they're also like not nice. Like when they have their babies and stuff, like their
Right.
mothers,
Oh yeah.
and they have stomped dogs. They have
Well,
like chased people with their dogs. They have
mhm.
scratched up people's vehicles, like because they will like, right? They will
It can
attack.
be. Oh yeah. Yeah. I
Like,
know
not
that.
chase after you like a bear, like, they're not gonna tear you
Yeah.
apart, but
They
yeah,
can
they
they
have
can
that
cause
too.
some they can cause some damage. Yeah.
Well, never mind, we got bears up at the golf course, which is, like, 5 blocks up.
Oh, yeah, that's not far.
No, and then we like I said,
Not for the way the
we
bear travels.
live in the Rocky Mountains, right? And
Right.
we
Yeah, yeah, well,
got people building up New Lake, we got people building up at Jim Smith, we got people building because we need housing. I don't dispute that, we need the housing, but they're building way out, right? We've had fires, but again, these
mm,
town deer have been here for a while. Most of these deer have never
well,
been
yeah,
out
yeah,
before.
you know, it is
They've just
their
been reproducing here for the last 10 years.
that's where they're at.
Yeah,
That's where the that's what they're known.
and people don't want them
Yeah.
culled. Like, we've had discussions here, we've had protests here about dealing with them as in a cull situation. You can't really haze them because they don't stay away. I know there's a pilot project for birth control for them in Victoria. I don't know how far that's ever gone. So,
Right.
but yeah,
Mm.
in my garbage.
So-
And the garbage is in a bin. Like, it's not like it's laying out. It's not. We have
It's in
bins. It's just in the
it's in a
bin, and
bin,
the
like
lid
in a
was open.
garbage can.
Yeah, like it's in the garbage can, but the lid was open because I just put a garbage bag in there because it wasn't quite
Yeah,
full.
like a
Like, it had
Rubbermaid.
more garbage to it,
Or
right?
even so they must just bite on the handle or bite on the
No,
lid,
the
I
bag,
guess.
like, no. So it's a big garbage, like the big garbage bins you roll out, and the lid was
Yeah.
open, and the garbage bag was in it, but open because it wasn't
Uh,
full. So I could add more stuff before I
oh,
tied
okay,
it up,
so the
right?
lid's
And the
off of it.
fucker was right in there digging the fucking bread right out of the garbage bag.
What's up for tonight? What am I eating?
Yeah, like
What's for supper? Yeah.
but they
Wow.
know there's food here, obviously.
Mhm. Yes. Yes.
Like, "Oh, well, we'll just go to her place. She's probably got some bread laying around somewhere." Ah.
So update time. CSP, how's things going at the CBK?
Well, not the greatest. We had snow, obviously, and
Yeah, yeah.
so, yeah, this last weekend we called it because there was no way of us getting in there. I've still got
Mhm.
stuff stuck in the mail, and
Oh,
without
yeah.
that stuff in the mail, I can't even make candy. Because last weekend I kind of used up whatever I had left to make the
Right.
candy and stuff that I had, and then I made that hot chocolate, which used up some of the tinctures that I had. So I've got lots of flour and I've got stuff to make butter. So it's not like we're without. It just won't be as fancy.
Well, yeah, and I'm sure that
They don't
most or
care.
all the
They don't
people
care.
there,
They will be grateful for whatever the hell we bring them,
right? Yeah, they're
right?
very understand. Yeah, it's like
Like, if we make
they
them
know that there's a strike.
sandwiches with infused butter and we make some cookies with some infused butter and take out some, cannabis and some papers and whatever else. But I mean, I'm low on everything. Like, I'm low on
Yeah.
mitts and toques and everything. I've got a few toques and stuff left, but everything's gotten pretty low. And that's kind of, but again, it's Christmas time. So,
Well,
don't
yeah,
tighten your belts for that, right? And
yeah.
it's
You
it's
gotta
also
think
the
that
season of
you
giving.
you would still have some stuff,
Yeah.
if the strike wasn't there, right?
Oh, if
And,
the strike, if that
and for
package
someone
got
to send you something via courier,
oh, it would cost way too much money. I'm not even
yeah,
expecting that. Yeah, no.
yeah.
And like I said, with the snow, I haven't made it out to the res either but Josh said he would drive me out there on
I
Friday.
saw that. I was glad
So,
when I read that because I had thought about that myself earlier. Geez, be nice if someone would just offer to
yeah.
take you over, or couldn't you find
Yeah,
someone to take you over?
it's just like I just hate being on the highway and I mean it's bare and dry right now. It should be fine. It'll be fine. But I'm just
Yeah.
not good on the highways in the winter. Like I've just had too many close calls. I'm just yeah.
Yeah, well,
I've
you've
ended up
got
in
the
the ditch.
snow,
I've ended up in the ditch one too many times in the winter.
right?
In a vehicle. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, if Josh is going to take you over, then
And
great.
I might just send him by himself because, like I said, and he's a truck driver. I should trust him, but I'm a little
Well,
bit.
yeah. Well, if he's a truck driver, then
Yeah,
put your put
I
your
will just take a lot of.
grab your phone, put your face in the phone, and don't look out to the sides. And
You know what I did
before
my
you know
first
it,
time
you'll
on
be there.
401?
Huh?
I was in the back seat of a car, getting off my first flight in 30 years into Toronto to go to
Yeah.
TY Expo, and then I got in a rented vehicle with two crazy people from Calgary, and I was in the back seat on the 401. And I'd never been in a car, and we were going so fast, and I'm like, I mean, we were like, and I'm like,
Yeah. That's normal.
I'm from bumfuck fucking Alberta, right? I'm living on a ranch in the middle of nowhere. My closest neighbor is 7.5 kilometers. My kid had a meltdown getting in on an escalator at the Calgary Mall because he'd never seen it, right? We were just like, not kidding you.
Oh.
So I'm in this car, and all I hear from the front seat is, "Do you need a joint, Tamara?" Fuck, I said, "Hand me two." Because, like I said, all I saw was all these cars whipping past me, and these two lunatics were
Yeah.
driving, in
Yeah,
their
which like these, they I would assume that these people would expect that they'd be
no, they'd
talking
never
to you.
driven in Toronto before either.
No.
Oh
So
my
they were
god!
just trying to keep up with the traffic.
All he did was sit there, and I didn't have it because we didn't have the big smartphones back then. That all I had was a little flip phone.
Flips, yeah, yeah.
That was my experience on the way to a
Yeah.
cannabis fest.
Well,
Thank
I
God there
hope
was
you
no
get
cannabis there.
yeah. Well, I hope you get out there because that would help a lot. I would assume like if you could come up with the agreement and everything.
Well, that's the
Um,
thing, and I mean, I do have that
and that would
I
help,
do have that little bit of cash that was sent by, that beautiful anonymous, that's still stashed away. I haven't gotten anything
right,
added to it, but I've got that. So that even
right.
could buy something, like, take it I'll add a little bit, like, I'll have to add some of my own money maybe, but I don't even care at this point. I have a couple bags of bottles, but I have no truck and no way of getting it there.
But well, what about when with Josh when you guys
He's got a
go?
Jeep. He's just got a little SUV like mine.
So just a bag of bottles or
Oh,
something.
no, there's, like, 6 bags. And then I got more coming. So it's like I'll wait. I got a friend with a truck. We'll just go on like a
Oh, okay,
Saturday.
all
We'll
right.
just get them all
Then
loaded.
that's money that you turn around and use for the CSP.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
absolutely.
It all adds up, right?
I don't care. Yeah, I said I'd go pick bottles out of the ditch myself if I had to, and I will.
Hmm.
Might just take a little longer to get stuff, right?
Well, now it's covered in snow.
Right.
Yeah, you have to go as after it melts, and same throughout the winter. I'm sure you'll still be able to find some in the wintertime, but you
Well,
just don't want to go after fresh snow. You want it when
yeah.
hasn't snowed for a while, right?
Well, the store too. Like they give me like right now. I've got peanuts, bags of peanuts that were outdated. I've got some chips again.
Mm.
They've got bottles
If
of
it says best before, it doesn't mean that they're expired. Just so you know.
no. They're just best before dates, right? And we
Right.
can't sell them once they're the best before. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with them. We eat them. Like there's nothing wrong with it, right?
Hmm.
Absolutely nothing. I got like 110 cans of tomatoes.
Like if they were 2 years past the best before,
Oh, they're like,
that'd
right?
be
But
a
even the
different thing. But
tomatoes aren't like, 2 years old. The tomatoes were outdated like a month ago. But I
yeah,
literally got like
you
4
don't all of a sudden just go from edible to not
no,
edible in a flash. So
no,
no.
no, no. I'm gonna make a infused tomato soup.
So lots of snow. So when people obviously having to deal with the snow at the site.
Yeah, they had their tents collapse. We couldn't get in there. They have no firewood. The town came together, and some people did get out there and plow out and get them some firewood. But they're all in tents, right? The snow was wet and heavy, and then it rained, and then it froze, and then it snowed again. So it's been kind of and then it got warm, and now it's cold. Like, it's not even that cold; it's -6. But that cold, warm, like, gets to 0, right, to 1 degree,
Right.
and then it drops down to -6.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that messes you up.
but I mean, some of them do have, like, the one guy's got a camp, like a wood stove in his tent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's got it set up with pallets, so he's got pallets as walls, kind of thing. And he's got like a tarp as his roof, and then he's got a wood stove in the middle, right, so he can come up. But I think the best thing, I don't even know, like, teepees would be great if we could, get, or we could get our hands on something like that for some of them. But again, I don't.
Right.
Some First Nations that are there, I don't know the reasoning as to why they're there and not on their own, where they're, where they come from. I don't ask questions like that.
No.
None of my business. I don't care where you came from. In fact, today I actually,
everybody's a person.
Off site too. Like, I've got people that that I don't live houseless.
That.
And I had another one added today, and she's another one, like, she's anyway. So that's another one that we've got that's been added to the offsite, right? And I've got 4 or 5 of those. So I've got 5 now. 5 of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like I said, they're very appreciative. Like, especially because they're all low income people.
Yeah.
Some of
It sounds like being that you some people have gotten in there, they've done some plowing.
Yeah.
The snow is stopped. You won't have lots, but you'll have some cannabis and maybe some butter. Like,
we've got all those papers because, like I said, the Canadian Lumber sent all those papers. We've got papers for everybody. Like I said, I'm running low on, like I said, toiletries and that kind of thing too. But hopefully, hopefully, if like I said, it's kind of, I hate keep posting, please, begging, blah blah. I hate that.
Oh, yeah.
But I got nothing to even do a fundraiser with. To be fair, I don't have a basket of stuff that I could give away, or you know what I mean. So
right. If there was somebody who could offer up a basket of some sort.
But here we're still in the mail strike, right? So the mail strike is kind of holding up a lot of everything too. And I'm not bitching about
it. Is like, for example, is there some place that you would have access to where where people could create a basket for you to raffle off, like that you could get to them?
Amazon, they don't have anything. I could be able to do like a wish list for Amazon. Amazon is delivering, of course, because they don't use Canada Post. Like I said, I'm not mad about Canada Post. That's I totally think that they should get what they get, what they deserve. But it's kind of making things difficult for me. But it's making difficult for everybody.
Difficult for everybody. I saw a report on
right.
on TV, and the amount of mail that goes through the system has dropped.
Well, but packages haven't, and that's the thing. A lot of people with Etsy, a lot of these people that are doing like small business from their houses, all use Canada Post, because you can get the Canada Post app where you can make your labels and everything at home, and they pick it up at your home. So I've got friends with small businesses that use Canada Post, and they're suffering because they can afford the $22 for a small package from Canada Post with their business card, because that's what it cost me, because I have a business account with Canada Post too, with Canadian Therapeutic, Canada's partners, right? Because it was a non-for-profit, so I could get a business card with that. And the difference is a $22 package comparably to anywhere about $30 up per liter. FedEx is $86, I think, for one small package. That's huge. So people aren't like, and most people pay shipping, right? But even like for myself, like I was ordering that Lumi, right? Deodorant. My deodorant was $17, but after shipping it was $60. And I was like, I'm not paying $60 for freaking deodorant. I did that.
Twice.
I did that twice.
It's not like cannabis.
Yeah, no. I did that once because the shipping was free because it was, and the second time they charged me $65 because it was like in US, right? And I'm like,
Right.
I'm not paying $60 for a tube of fucking deodorant. So I canceled it. But anyway, but that's what the difference is, right?
Yeah. 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 Well, I mentioned at the beginning of the show that I had a couple of studies and things here. I got one here that says that cannabis does not accelerate cognitive decline in men.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's been some studies, maybe in the past, that have said that. Yeah, this came out of the University of Copenhagen University Hospital. Despite claims made by other researchers that the cannabis can cause schizophrenia and other mental health issues, this study has found that cannabis users are actually less likely to experience mental deterioration in the later years.
Yeah, I agree. And I'll
Mm.
tell you why. Because everybody that walks in that store that smokes cigarettes, their cigarettes are I can remember everybody's cigarettes. And I smoke copious amount of cannabis and I have for years. The people walk in the door and I know what cigarettes they smoke. I don't even have to ask me anymore.
Is that because that's not because they smell like their cigarettes. It's
No, because they're all in the same damn packaging now. They're all black packaging. You can't tell but when they come in, it's automatic. Oh, and I just grab them out of the like nobody even has to ask me for their cigarettes anymore. No one.
good.
Everybody knows. No.
They say men with a history of cannabis use had less cognitive decline from early adulthood to midlife compared to men without a history of cannabis use.
Was there no women in this study or just men?
This is just a men's study.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I had a couple women's studies last week, so.
No, I get that. But no, it's true. I agree 100%. I think when they were saying that, you get Alzheimer's, you forget. I don't buy sterile, makes you sterile either.
This study involved 5,100 Danish men.
Oh, wow.
So it wasn't just a little 21-person study.
That's a really good substantial one, yeah.
They say that the findings align with previous rodent studies, showing that cannabinoids are beneficial for cognitive function and memory. So obviously they've been doing some tests with mice at one point.
Right?
Yeah. Well, this is even involved the American Medical Association.
Right.
It says here.
But the thing is, I think that some of the studies are blowing them out of the water. Because they expect one thing, and then it's the exact opposite.
It's,
right?
It's to repeat the same thing over and over again, and you start to believe your own lies.
Oh, we'll gaslight you. They will gaslight the hell out of you to the point that you think that you know that we know politicians that do that all the time. And right from the get-go with Reefer Madness, they were gaslighting us right from the get-go.
Right.
It was harmful. It was addictive.
I gotta yell at my dog.
Is your dog needing outside? But yeah, like I said, they've been, brainwashing us for decades about all kinds of things. The propaganda. Do you need to go let her out? Okay, go ahead. I can. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Gail must be busy. And so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll keep talking.
Of course I will. But like we were saying, right? Like basically, Reefer Madness, we've been being fed propaganda about cannabis for decades, 75 years before it actually became legal, and we had to. And even now, like the stigma's still there, where it's the devil's lettuce for some people, and oh my God, you smoke weed, you must be brain dead. That's proving right there that cannabis doesn't make you brain dead. The old egg in the frying pan, right? This is brain on drugs.
What?
Well,
sounds like a commercial I've seen before.
Right, but that's what I was kind of getting to, the fact that we were brainwashed. And I said right down to remember the egg cracked in the frying pan. But they've been lying to us. The propaganda from the very beginning, the 75 years of lies about cannabis.
Yeah.
And this is just growing it more and more. Right? They said that it made that you had no cognitive memory, you had memory loss, schizophrenia, all this stupidity in reality, ridiculousness. Then now they've done a couple studies with a substantial amount of men, finding out that not again. We found out that we were wrong.
Well, talking about that.
Harper did in the 90s, or what was that? In the early 2000s, Harper, they did the, right
Oh,
after the study.
yeah.
And as soon as they started finding no harms in it, poof, that study just automatically disappeared. Nobody ever heard about it again.
Yeah, and he was saying how cannabis was much more harmful than tobacco smoke.
Oh, God. It was heroin, don't you remember?
Yeah.
Toxic.
Talking about crazy things, okay. And I don't really mean to get into the politics of all things, but there is it says here, the headline says that the new CDC director says that cannabis is a gateway drug and thinks it's lunacy to believe cannabis has medical uses. That's what it says.
And then they just appointed Dr. Oz, and he's anti-cannabis too.
Yeah, he says virtually lunacy to believe. He said it was a veiled attempt to legalize after another substance for abuse. He says apparently he's a doctor. He says, I don't, in my medical experience, recall ever seeing a medical indication for cannabis.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know who. Yeah, but
he didn't say this last week, okay, but he said this in the past. Yeah.
I am not shocked, because anything and everything that anybody that we, it's going to be the opposite.
He says when you think about it, there's a lot of countries in the world, and there are a lot of pharmaceutical companies all over the world. And if there are some real potential for this drug, I would think that somewhere it would be researched and studied and demonstrated scientifically.
It has been.
And what if he realizes it's against the law in the U.S. to do that? Oh, come on.
That is so disheartening.
Oh
my God. Like, are you kidding me? Oh.
Now, as far as heroin, he says you can clearly demonstrate by just interviewing heroin users that a significant percentage of them start with cannabis, and therefore it is reasonable to conclude it's a gateway drug.
Oh my fucking God. Where does this fucking crackpot come from?
I don't know, but he's in the new administration, the upcoming administration.
Of course he is. Yep. Oh my God. They're doomed. We're all fucking doomed. Never mind just them. The whole world's doomed. Fuck.
All right.
The whole world goes, fuck you, we're not complying, and they become the pariah. That can only happen, right?
Yeah. No, but I would hope, and this was I don't know, like 15 years ago, the guy is quoted as saying this. So I would hope that by now he would have changed his opinion on this. Now, I don't know whether he has to go through for confirmation and people can ask him questions on things like that, but
will they make it a priority is the thing, right?
Yeah,
they want to privatize jails, and even though that that other crazy guy's not going to be the attorney general or whatever, so it's still like they're all crazy. Like, it's like this insane people running the insane asylum. Like, it's going to be a wacky, nutty. I'm just.
It's almost break time. You'll be able to take a break.
It's okay. I actually have been staying off CNN and staying away from watching it because I cannot.
Staying away from the news.
I can't. I would rather watch other stuff, because right now, like,
Hey, well, we got lots of stuff going on the Pace Radio Network's YouTube channel. Over 1,500 videos there. You got lots of stuff you could get caught up on.
Well, again, I've just been kind of like not paying attention to much of US.
Yeah.
I've been watching like with the ICC and stuff like that, and I'm proud to say that Trudeau has said that he would arrest that person. But again, like,
I see there's been a ceasefire. I see there's been a ceasefire.
Yeah, exactly. And Melanie Jolie is really standing up on the world stage, and I appreciate that. But again, like I said, that's what all I can manage right now.
Yeah. Okay, break time. When we return, Tamara and I will continue this discussion. I got a couple more studies and announcement from Health Canada about some research that's going on. So
Oh, but there's
you're
no
watching
research.
the Pace. Yeah, well, it's a place that's going to be able to do some. You're watching the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net. We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net. Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420. Are you looking for non-stop, continuous cannabis and psychedelic programming? If you are, then turn your browsers to 420radio.ca or paceradio.net, where you will find the 420 Pace re-rolled Saturday. Everything gets started at 8 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Are you looking to get your medical cannabis grow license? Limestone City Hydroponics can help patients through the process of obtaining their license to grow medical cannabis. What's that? You don't have a doctor. If you meet the medical criteria, Limestone City Hydroponics has a nurse practitioner who can assess and provide medical cannabis prescriptions. What are you waiting for? Contact Limestone City Hydroponics at limestonecityhydroponics.ca or call them at 613-548-0420.
Pace Radio is the people advocating cannabis education radio network.
Legacy 420 have an awesome array of cannabis-infused beverages, from pop to Nature's Nectar's teas, all in amazing flavors. What a selection! We even have a delicious mango-infused juice, and let me tell you, it's delicious.
Everything is infused in-house, so we buy our syrup from the same place where everybody else buys their syrup for their pop, and the infusion is done in the lab. It's all canned here, labeled here, produced 100% on Tyndonega.
We have two lines of drinks. One's called our Nature's Nectar. That was our original line that we came out with, and then we also have a line under the Red E brand. We have them in 10 milligrams, 30 milligram, and 60 milligram cans.
What a great selection for a get-together with friends or after a long day. Remember, if you want to wet your whistle with on-site lab-tested products, come see your trusted partner. Legacy 420 out on your road.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net. And we're live with the Pace Radio Show. And I just had to run out the stairs and let the dog back in.
I know.
I looked at the timer. 30 seconds. Can I do it?
Right? I know. And then, like I said, I took him out before. So, but usually it's like, right where, as we're closing off, he'll start whining again. I know.
Oh, yeah. She's got lots of room out there. And then there's a fenced in run that's big. There's trees and hill and everything in it, and she wanted to come in. So she's gonna lay down until after.
It's not cold out there, is it?
No, not like you guys. We're it's cooler tonight. I can see some shininess on the grass, so. But
you can still see the grass.
Oh yeah, we still see the grass. Oh yeah, it's not a problem.
Right? Yeah, no,
yeah, exactly.
No grass. Yeah.
So, there's another report. It says that CBD mitigates symptoms in Alzheimer's patients in a Colombian study. You know, and here they always blame cannabis for making people forget things, and here it's you know, part of the plant is actually helping people for that.
They've been saying that for a while, that it actually preventatively stops the target
Mhm.
on the brain stem that causes Alzheimer's, and they've been saying that for a while,
Yeah.
like at least a decade for sure. And I don't understand why it's taking so long. But again, legalization in Canada has kind of opened the doors, I think, for more studies to be able to be done.
Mhm.
Or if it's not
This,
legal in the country, right? Germany too, without opening up, that's going to open up,
yeah.
too, right?
They say that researchers estimate that every 3 seconds, someone develops dementia somewhere in the world. Every 3 seconds, like holy smokes! By the time I'm done reading that sentence, so you
Somebody's
know,
got
in a couple.
Well, it's the same with any, your
Mm,
eyes, your any health, yeah. But I mean, like I said, we've always said it should be the first line of defense and not the last line of defense.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
We don't know
yeah.
what the preventative benefits are because they've never studied what the preventative benefits are and what
Mm,
possibly things it can prevent you from, like, glaucoma runs in my family. I said to my eye doctor, I'm never going to get that. I smoke too much weed. And she just laughed, right? But again, my grandmother had glaucoma. But again, we know that glaucoma is something that cannabis can treat, right? It's
yeah,
something. So, right. So again, preventative. It
yeah.
should always be preventative.
Well, you know, Dr. William Courtney, he always says a vegetable should be part of our dietary supplements that we consume.
Right?
You
Hemp
know,
fields. Cows used to eat hemp,
yeah, yeah,
like, I think that's,
yeah.
we're lacking so many nutrients in our bodies from the lack of attention to our health because of money, because if they've been trying to, make it faster. Everything's moved so fast. It's got to be quick and easy, right? Let's make it so
Yeah.
that it's all processed real
You
quick so you
don't,
can microwave
and
it out the door, right?
you don't have those wild fields of hemp growing in places, and you say, you know, livestock eating it or it being in feed of you know, chickens or whatever.
Right?
We don't get to consume that anymore, and as time goes on, the further we get away from the beginning of prohibition, more autoimmune conditions kick in.
Autism, all kinds of things have popped up, right? And again, our
Mhm.
pituitary gland is something that we don't pay attention to. We have one pituitary gland, and if it's not working properly, it will not recept even the cannabinoids into your receptors. If they're not, or if it's like dried up in any way, shape, or form, it's not recepting.
Yeah.
Your cannabinoid receptors will not work either. Then, right? So that's one thing I think a lot of people that feel like they're not getting any medical benefits
Any
from
benefit.
that it could be a problem with their pituitary gland, and that's something that people don't think about getting tested, right?
I was gonna say, like, is there a way to be tested for that?
I'm not even sure, to be honest, because I've never had mine tested either. I've never thought about it. I'm just learning about these things, right? Because I learned
Yeah.
so much, just over talking to other people and what they're finding that works for them and why, and their research into it, right?
Well,
But yeah,
yeah.
that's something that I was that it was brought up recently, and I'm like, hmm. So I don't know. I'd have to look into that and talk to my doctor if there is. There's got to be a way because I test everything. You know what I mean? Thyroid, lymph nodes, glands. There's got to be a way. Like there's got to be blood testing or something to. Maybe I don't know. We'll have to find out. Let's find
Yeah.
out. Google it.
Yes, it's so easy to do that these days.
Right?
Just
Oh, let's talk to my doctor, but I guess we'll just take Google.
there's that. Dr. Google.
Right?
So, let's see what else have I got here in front of me. Another report on CBG. So it's good that they're seeing that they're analyzing that cannabinoid, and they say it's a promising therapeutic agent with potential to treat cancer and pain. So
There are several ways to test the pituitary gland.
what's that?
There's several ways to test the pituitary
Oh,
gland.
is there? What was? Does it say?
Well, there's a visual field exam. There's also hormone testing, insulin stress testing, blood and urine analysis testing,
Mm.
a CT scan, or an MRI. So there's, I guess, different levels of where they figure they have to go with it. But yeah, a number of tests can be used to evaluate the pituitary gland, including, and then there's all these different things.
List
So,
of things.
but yeah, blood
And
testing.
and if they find that that's off, that could be a reason why they're not getting
Oh,
any
it
benefits.
affects your hormones, right?
It affects your growth. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So and it also, like, for your testosterone and estrogen levels and everything else for women, all kinds of things that your pituitary gland actually has a lot of bearing over, right? And a reason why I'm finding out about this is because menopause. But yeah,
Yeah.
right. But yeah, there's all kinds of things. But anyways, I'm sure there's other, things that maybe cannabis can be helpful for, because we're already finding that there was a lot of women that do use it for
Yeah.
that point, right?
Hmm. Yeah. So on the CBG end of things, therapeutic pain, cancer, people, we always talk about cannabis, being beneficial for cancer. And, this helps break it down to as wise. It's not just all about THC and CBD.
Right.
Mm.
And like CBCs too, like even with Daryl, for instance, with Zero High, he
Yeah.
makes a CBC tincture, right? And he makes a
Okay.
CBD tincture, and then he also makes a THC tincture, and then he also makes a 50/50 tincture, right?
Mm.
So there's
Wonder if
three.
it's. Go ahead. Keep going.
So he's, like I said, those are the ones that he's given to me to give out for anxiety, sleep. The one cancer patient too, right, as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure about CBGs though. I don't think we've gotten any of those. And then he's got rollers now for pain and dermatitis, right? And also a salve that he gave us the last term too. Because again, we're grateful for that sponsorship for sure.
For sure. But yeah, the rollers. There was a brand company that I met at Can Expo last year. You Feel You, and a lot of people were raving about the benefits of using the roller. And it's not detergent, all right? It's not.
No.
Not
I know. I did hand out some of the icy pot too, and people, of course, love that, right? But again, you can't use that on an open wound, right? Because it's got
no, I know, but
eucalyptus and menthol on it, so you don't want to be putting that on an open wound. The salve itself, they can use for like cuts.
It's gotta be hard, sore muscles, achy.
Yeah. That's what that's for. Yeah.
Living in a tent,
Oh yeah.
having the cold.
Yeah.
No.
Never mind the fact that a lot of them have got disabilities. Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's just
So being able to to have something like that could be beneficial.
And their ages too. Like, none of them are really young. Like, there's a couple young ones out there, but a lot of them aren't very young. A couple of them guys are in their 60s at least. Yeah, it's kind of sad.
I know how they feel.
Yeah, and they're trying to survive in this. And like I said, in this cold, and like there's just like if you don't have any heat, there's just no way of keeping warm. Like I said, I froze all day at work in 15 degrees and 15 degrees inside. And I froze sitting under my coat with a space heater. So I can't imagine what they're going through.
I wonder if there's I've seen some CBG products, but I wonder if there's strains. Oh, it says it can help with prostate cancer, glioblastoma.
Well, they've come out with CBD strains, so they come out with CBC strains.
Yeah. pancreatic cancer, breast cancer. Here, I'm just gonna do that. What did we say earlier? Do a Google search.
Google. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see what it comes up with. Got a
It's all
list.
kinds of information.
Seven of the best. There we go. 7 of the best. This is from herb.co. CBD strains, 7 best CBG flowers to buy in 2024. I want to just bring this up.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll not hear. Maybe we'll recognize some names here. And
Well, like I said, the technology too. Like when we first, it was what, Northern Lights. There was not a lot of options.
Northern Lights, number 5. Number 5. Yeah.
What's number 5?
Northern Lights, number 5. That was always a popular strain. So here we go. CBG. Let's see what we got. Strains, benefits, blah blah. Okay, Goliath hybrid.
Okay.
Let's see. They say it has a unique fragrance, heavenly blend of terpenes that transports your senses to a botanical garden of aromatic delights. Doesn't give any numbers. Not really. A white CBG strain. That's what it's called. Mimosa.
All hybrid.
Yeah. It's 12% CBG. See that there? The CBG content of around 12%.
What's the THC and THC like?
Well, yeah, they don't. Yeah.
What are you getting out of this? Medical benefit then? Just the
That's
CBG?
what I'm focusing on the CBG for people to try to get the benefits, the medical benefits of CBG. See, Marathon. Super glue CBG strain. Jack Frost. Right, it's 18%. Jack Frost almost sounds familiar.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So there you go. Different strains that are high on CBG.
Are they just CBG though? Like that's what I mean. Like, because I mean, let's face it, most even CBD strains have a bit of THC in them. No.
Oh yeah. There's by all means, I'd say there's THC in those strains. It's just that that was the focus.
CBG.
That was the focus of the list was CBG. So
right.
Yeah, the I'm sure it's got all the other goodies in there too.
Oh yeah. So. But again, high benefits from that, right?
Yeah, because like a normal cannabis strain, like for example, like the strains that I'm growing, they're not high on CBG.
No,
it'd be one of those 0.00 things.
Yeah, right. Well, that's the thing with most of them; they don't have a specific. I think even Barbara's only like is maybe a 1 or 2%. Like.
Yeah, well, that's why I was interested in the strains.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Great Gardener had like a bunch of CBD strains, right? Not in Tucson there. They were growing.
A number of CBG strains.
Yeah. The House of Great Gardener. I don't know what they're called now. They went to, but yeah, because I know Barbara. I think they took Barbara right to CBD.
Yeah. Barbara. I'm just trying to. That's the one. That's their their well-known one. Yeah. The big one. Yeah.
There's a couple other ones too. I just don't see him post much about. Well, I do. I don't retain it.
That's the thing, right? You see it, you read it, and you move along. It's as if you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna keep that for Wednesday's show, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's so many hybrids out there. In fact, I often wonder if there's actually any ones that aren't anymore. Even the indica and sativa all
Oh,
have combination names, which means that they're two read together, which means they're a hybrid. Whether they're two
yeah,
sativa strains or two indica strains, they're still a hybrid then,
garbage.
right?
Yes, I everything is so mixed these days.
Right?
Yeah, but
So where do
some
you
people
invest?
say unless you can find original strains, you're basically everything is a hybrid.
Yeah. And where do you
Because
even find original strains anymore?
yeah, well, I know there. I looked up a strain that I was growing, and it was on a seedless thing, and it showed all its genetics all the way through, and it was just phenomenal the amount of different strains that were connected to the final one that I was purchasing.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I know. I wish I could find, like I said, that old skunk that we used to get back in the late 80s, early 90s. That was good. That was the best weed I ever smoked, and it smelled just like a skunk. I've never smelled in forever.
I'm doing a variety of different cartridges tonight.
Well, testing is always good.
I didn't realize I just knew that I had them in a cup, so I dumped them out just for the show and went, holy shit.
Oh my god, how many? I know I've got. I'm not gonna lie, I got 3 on the go right now too, because I just have that many batteries. So if I got an empty battery, I gotta get another
Yeah.
stick,
Well, that's the nice thing about the 510 thread is it's just all interchangeable, right?
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, like I said, I like this little cam. It's a good little battery. It does.
Yeah, and you can put your cartridges on that.
Oh yeah, any of them,
Any
right?
510, right?
Oh, I'll take the 5 grammer. Yeah, you can get
No,
5.
the 510 thread.
Oh, I'm talking 5 grammers, 2 grammers, anything. Yeah, they're all got
Yeah,
that.
these are all ones and twos. So, yeah, so that's CBG. Okay. They say that CBG and CBD appeared to suppress prostate cancer development in mice, and to some degree, for example, but the two in combination exhibited potent anti-cancer effects, even in mice unresponsive to some word that I can't pronounce.
They found that that's the thing, though. All the studies that they have found in mice when it came to cancer,
Uh-huh.
it's proven that cannabis reduces the size of the tumors that they've, there's
Hmm.
just been so many positive studies done with mice and rats, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of them, and actually, there's
Well,
even one of the biological drugs that I was on for like 10 years. It was based on with mouse genes.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think that's why they use them in so much human testing for
Right.
pharmaceuticals. Is
The
because the genetic makeup is similar to ours.
I had just started on the medication, and it was probably, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 months, and it was my birthday, and my mom got me a birthday card, and on the front of it was a mouse with its cheese, and like she didn't know, right?
Oh my gosh,
We had a good laugh.
that's ironic, right? When they don't have a clue,
Yeah,
it kind of fits with the moment.
correct, and being able to laugh and have fun with it and the whole bit, so here I am, like, years later, still talking about it, right?
Right? Remember that cheese medicine you were on? Well, it sounds better than the
Uh,
others, you know.
yeah,
Yeah, no, it's funny how, these critters and they've been testing cannabis on mice for a really long time. This is like not a new study. But all of a sudden they, started
mhm,
like they started testing cannabis on mice back in the 70s, did they not? Or was it
yeah.
before that, 60s?
Now, hang on. It says here that in the review says that CBG has been shown to reduce appetite and induce weight loss by blocking the CB1 receptors and to increase the activity of brown adipose tissue. I don't know what that is, which is responsible for burning calories and generating heat. So this is where they've talked about in the past, where they talked about how cannabis has actually been shown as helping people with weight loss.
Right.
And that's but you don't hear anything, see anything more about it. So it's annoying that there's still, because people always related to cannabis, munchies, weight gain.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. And that's true. And again, too, like the whole fact that the munchies, it does stimulate the appetite, but it doesn't. Not everyone, not every strain does.
No,
right?
no. Just avoid the juicy fruit, man. I'll tell you, it's
That's a bad one. That's not
yeah.
a bad
And I had a strain that I had for years, which I don't have anymore. That was Humber Valley Kush, and I would go visit my friend 420 Deb, and that's what she always said. That when I left, she had to go get something to eat because it always gave her the munchies. Yeah.
And I was always looking for something that would give me the munchies, and it doesn't seem like many do. Like, it's odd.
Yeah. Well, see, the problem,
right?
Yeah, I find the problem is it can cause overconsumption and in food, right? And if you've got, like, I've got a slow system because of my narrowing, so things take a little longer to get through, and so things can back up, right?
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
And
So,
yeah, I need something to make me hungry because I have no appetite ever. Like, if I and cannabis doesn't, like, that's
juicy fruit. I'm
no.
telling you, I cursed.
And you grew that one
It
too,
so
right?
many times. It's so good. It tastes so good, and everything was good about it. The only thing I didn't like about it was
Give you the wicked munchies.
wicked munchies.
That might be a thing.
And especially at that time, I couldn't afford to have wicked munchies. That was really early on in my
Yeah.
condition, so.
Couldn't eat that much Ichiban, right?
Yeah. So
I feel that.
yeah. Hey, it's one of those things. We gotta be able to laugh about our condition and have fun with it.
Right. Well, if we can't do, then who can? And that's the thing. You have to. I've never been so comfortable about some of the conditions I've got because we can talk about it, right? Rather, where before it was.
Yeah. Now they say in many areas CBG has shown to be promising. Human trials will be crucial. Okay, all right. They haven't gotten to that point yet.
Well, let's hope that they come to that. I mean, I know that medical science is moving forward fairly quickly.
Right.
But if you got something going on in the States where you got a medical thing that says
the reclassification of it.
Right? Like, if they're not into it, and she's gonna put it, or whoever's gonna put a kibosh to any, cannabis research in the States, how is that gonna affect the rest of the world?
Well, it says here, according to the paper, it says the next decade could see CBG integrated into mainstream medical practice, revitalizing the approach to many chronic and debilitating conditions.
Right.
Revitalizing. I can speech impediment. Fine.
Well, as long as it doesn't get nobody high, we're all good.
Well, I'm not seeing anything that's yet, anyways, in this report that I'm.
CBD don't get high, right?
Yeah.
And that was the selling point. So as long as you don't get you high, there should be no issue. There's no euphoria to it.
Yeah. No.
Don't get no euphoria.
No, there doesn't seem to be any. Talked about here. Okay. Minor cannabinoids that may have anti-cancer effects on blood cancer. So it could be one of them. Yeah, no, it's good stuff. It's a long report. Marijuana Moment always has long reports.
Right.
And yeah, they have medical stuff that comes up.
That's great.
Yeah. And, they always say, we need more research. We need more research. So when stuff comes out, I like to be able to talk about it and bring it up, even though it's stuff that, people might have been discussing for years. But now instead of being discussed, we can point to the paper or point to the study and say, no, this is no longer just anecdotal.
Right.
This is now something that is in black and white.
Right. Exactly. And that's what they need to see. Right. They
Yeah.
need to see. Because if they don't see it in black and white in paper, they don't want to hear about it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Time for us to take another commercial break. When we return, we'll just kind of just continue the discussion. We'll get into this Health Canada testing thing that I was talking about earlier. And we got to go to Australia too, see what's going on.
Right. Sounds good.
You're watching the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420.
Are you looking to get your medical cannabis grow license? Limestone City Hydroponics can help patients through the process of obtaining their license to grow medical cannabis. What's that? You don't have a doctor. If you meet the medical criteria, Limestone City Hydroponics has a nurse practitioner who can assess and provide medical cannabis prescriptions. What are you waiting for? Contact Limestone City Hydroponics at limestonecityhydroponics.ca or call them at 613-548-0420.
What do you find at paceradio.net? People advocating cannabis education.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Are you looking for non-stop, continuous cannabis and psychedelic programming? If you are, then turn your browsers to 420radio.ca or paceradio.net, where you will find the 420 Pace re-rolled Saturday. Everything gets started at 8 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning.
Cannabis edibles are an effective way to manage pain and other ailments, especially when you deal with your trusted partner, Legacy 420, in Tyendinaga Mohawk territory. You see, we lab test every product on site to ensure proper dosage every time, which is critical when consuming cannabis edibles. All Legacy 420 edibles are made by our classically trained baker and chocolatier, and we also have super tasty vegan options.
Our baker has been in the industry for 25 years. She's also a chocolatier. Everything from savory to sweet, your chocolate bars, brownies, butter tarts, you name it, we make it.
Talk to our knowledgeable Cannatex about our incredible variety available. Give your trusted partners a call. Legacy 420 out on your road.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Hey, we're back and we're live, and we got to talk about this Health Canada licensing thing, which I think is probably, I'm not sure on the subject matter. It's just the fact that they've issued one, and we're gonna go to Australia. But yeah, Health Canada, they granted a cannabis testing license to Brock University.
Oh,
It's in St. Catharines here in Ontario. It's received an analytical testing license from Health Canada. The license will allow the researchers at Brock to analyze cannabis samples, chemical and biological components for effectiveness and safety.
and safety. There you go.
Yeah. I'm just quickly trying to try to find some words here that look good. Oh, they're going to use the waste material. Oh, the license will also permit them to do this. Okay. And this is to help those within the industry to find value-added components in waste materials.
Oh,
So these waste materials can include leaves, stems, and roots.
oh yeah.
So they want to find uses. They want to find uses for them.
No, the roots we know are useful. Actually, if they test them, they probably find a lot of CBD and CBG compounds in the roots, right?
Yeah.
And that's what they need to do. Is they need to test that to find out if there's any benefits like that in them.
Yeah, it says in quote, developing valuable components in this waste material can help a company mitigate costly disposal fees and or develop new revenue streams. Money.
Wow. Well, they're throwing so much out that, they could actually find new revenue streams if they weren't throwing so much out.
They say that testing will also help companies look into the addition of particular flavors and scents to their cannabis edible beverage and vaping products to ensure products remain within Health Canada's allowable THC limits. I just hope they do worry about more than just the THC limits.
I can't even. Like, I just kind of shake my head, like, public safety. How about you worry about, like, that we're not getting ripped off and not getting any THC levels at all?
Well, yeah, well, they'll find out. Well, I guess that'll be with if
levels at all. Like, you guys are
yeah.
We're not getting that. There's
Well,
no.
I would hope the testing also includes to review the accuracy of what the companies are doing. Because I know that Ontario does that. They do randomized testing on product that comes into the province. The OCS does it. And they'll do randomized testing to make sure that the product is within the regulations. Mind you, the variations are pretty spread too, right?
But are they reporting that? Sending it back? What are they doing with it?
What do they do with it? I'd have to find the report on that again to let you know. But I know that it's brought to the attention of the company, obviously, and the product is dealt with somehow. I just can't remember exactly those details.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's see. They got 136 laboratories across the country that does testing.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah. It'd be nice to know. Well, Legacy 420 is my tester. That's where I get my product tested. And there are companies out there that do offer it. I'm not sure if
Are they only doing it for the labs? The testing for the big corp, or are they just like what?
Well, what Legacy? Well, they would be testing.
No, I'm talking about these 136 labs.
All these other 136 labs. Yeah, I couldn't.
Before there was one in Victoria that we could get access to as patients, and it was
maybe. I don't have it open anymore. Sorry.
Yeah, that's odd.
Because the 136 labs there was a link in that
Oh yeah.
that would have brought me to the list of the
Right.
labs. I'm sure it would have. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I closed it off, so I don't have it in front of me.
That's probably why you can't get a blood test, because they're all, testing weed.
Yeah. Okay, so Australia. Australia has a medical cannabis program.
Yep.
And in Australia, the medical cannabis sales have quadrupled in 2 years.
Wow.
Like that's that's big numbers. Now I don't know what the numbers are, but going up, 4 times is huge. Medical cannabis sales in Australia have quadrupled in past years. Okay. Expected to spend an estimated $1 billion in cannabis this year. That's just for medicinal.
They don't have a rec market.
Huh?
They don't have a rec market at all there. It's straight.
Well, yes, correct. Now, that's because in another article, and I think it's probably in that one as well, probably somewhere deep down. It says that Australia's Senate votes down cannabis legalization bill.
Yep.
That was today that this came up, and I think you've got medicinal cannabis sales that are that high, but yet they don't have the recreational.
Well,
they voted it down 24-13.
Goes this way though, right? If it's recreational, they have numbers of people of who's using it. Medical, they have to all be registered and they know exactly who's using it. Right?
Yeah.
Recreational, they have no control over it. Yeah. And Australia's government wants to be in control. Like, I've talked to many Australians. Like, look at the way they were treated with COVID. They were locked up. You can't, like, you were locked up. You came in and out of the country, put you in a camp, and you stayed in that room for 14 days. Like, they didn't screw around. There's no human rights and no charter, no nothing in Australia. So they want complete control. So if they have a medical program, everybody's got to be registered to know exactly who's consuming.
Yeah. Well, it's like that in Uruguay too. Even though they have that, they still have to register. Yeah.
Oh, but that's going to change right away because they just got a new government down there too.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually, Uruguay, you cannot smoke. They delegalized everything, right down to abortion. With this.
Oh, okay, yeah, because there are places that don't allow the smoking of cannabis.
Right. So they're going back in time now. They were back in time. Now they've got the government they had before that legalized cannabis and decriminalized everything and made everything so open in Uruguay. Back. That just happened like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 8.8 million Australians that consume cannabis. They project, but yet it still got voted down.
It would have been voted down.
A lot of people,
right?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a referendum vote. It was voted down in their parliament. And
correct.
Again, they want to keep control.
Yes,
of the people.
That's right.
That's exactly right.
Now they say that what was voted down, for example, was home cultivation for personal use, gone, as well as home processing of edibles, gone, which was something that us as patients weren't even allowed to have at one time.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, they would have been allowed under the bill. It would have authorized the creation of cannabis cafes where adults could use cannabis in social settings. Hello? Yeah. Would have liked to have seen that.
Right there, like when they open that up to a general population, it's revenue, building tax base, employing people, helping generate more economy. Like it's just better for the economy. Like
yeah. It talked about. It says here that they found there was strong agreement that cannabis growing and sales should not be overly corporatized, and an agreement that big alcohol, tobacco, and pharmaceutical industries should not control the industry. Yeah. But yet, it's, yeah.
We get trees down there with their grubby little
It's
hands.
not just like they had that vote, like that means I don't know how many people live in Australia, but they're still supposed to be representing those 8.8 million people.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it's all about control.
The
Yeah, Australia's a funny place at this point too.
Yeah,
Like,
because I'm thinking of North South Wales.
I can't even talk to my buddy that I usually talk to because he's a Trumper. So
Okay.
I'll just kind of let that go to the wayside.
But when you were talking to him,
They
he was
make
telling you that
Australia.
it was,
I was like, oh my god, really?
yeah. Because there are places that do allow it, but it's federally, sort of like, I'm going to say it's like the U.S. that has, no federal or federally against, but there are lots of places that it is legal within the states. Now here's something that people complain about. Well, actually, this probably works out to be a perfect ending to the show, because what did we start talking about at the beginning of the broadcast? Do you remember?
Cold,
and we're talking about getting kicked off of LinkedIn and TikTok and
censorship.
all that.
Yeah.
Okay. It says here, headline says marijuana vape company slams Instagram and Meta for blocking cannabis-related social media content.
Oh yeah, it's like they pick and choose. Some people can get away with all kinds of stuff, but yet they'll let your
Puffco. It's Puffco. They're a very popular brand of yeah.
Like I said, they pick and choose. It's
Yeah,
weird.
a friend of mine, he's got their portable dab rig.
Right?
Yeah.
And their business, these are legitimate businesses. They're glass companies, right? They're not selling anything illegal. Let's put it up there. Like a Puffco is not illegal. Even you're in Canada, even what you put in it is not illegal. They're
Yeah.
allowed to sell these things, right?
Yeah. I'm just trying to see if there's,
because these servers are based in the United States.
That's where it's.
They follow the U.S. rules, whatever state that they're in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's their Instagram post. Let me just see if I can play it here.
But it's the same with TikTok too. Like, you can get away with saying Mary Jane, but you say the word weed or marijuana, bonk, you're gone. Muted, taken down, video censored, and a knock against you.
Right.
They're that sensitive.
Oh, it's not it.
Even posting the hashtag to marijuana has got me in trouble sometimes. I've had to appeal it.
Yeah. It's not it. I was thinking might be a video for this, but there's a couple of videos, but they're commercials. Okay. Oh no, maybe it's it. Yeah, that's a video. Let me just listen to it just to see what it is.
We were also talking about like the CSP, and the patient off site just texted me and asked me what these brown papers were for. And I said, does it say Canadian lumber? I said, they're rolling papers. Well, how come they're so small? That's the filter.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I can see that.
She's an older senior, so
yeah.
I'll have to deal with that when I get off here. But I'm just like,
yeah, that their Instagram, Meta, so it's Facebook, clamping down. It says crazy how this platform sells sex yet blocks medicine, one user replied, pointing out that they just saw an overtly racist reel supporting literal hate, and I bet Instagram will just let that live.
Yep.
Yeah, it says that the Facebook and Instagram have had a rocky relationship with the cannabis community over account suspensions and deletions.
Yep.
In 2018, yeah, they said that they were concerned that Facebook was shadow banning cannabis pages, including those of states of cannabis regulatory agencies.
I believe they are. They do the same way. Let's put it this way. Right off topic, At-Eze did a study. 2 Facebook pages. One was in Hebrew. One was in Arabic. They suppressed the Arabic, and the Hebrew one blew up.
Mm.
Same time, same period, right?
Yeah.
They had to do that.
They say here that in 2023, so just a year ago, right? That they announced, Meta announced that they had updated their cannabis advertising policy to permit the promotion of some non-ingestible CBD products, and also loosen the restrictions on hemp ads.
That's bullshit. Because they just nailed me on CSP for asking for toques and mitts and edibles. You need to say cannabis. Yeah.
They say that the companies can advertise CBD products, but they have to receive written permission from Meta.
You're kidding me.
Otherwise, yeah.
Let's alert them that we're here and get your written permission so you can watch us. Make sure we're not doing anything against guidelines.
Yeah, they're talking about Twitch. They said they had previously clarified rules in a way that was inclusive of cannabis, exempting marijuana-related references from the list of banned users' names, just as it did for alcohol and tobacco. So you can use a cannabis username there now.
I'm honestly surprised we've gotten away with doing this show on this platform for as long as we have, too.
Yeah.
Without being, have some sort of issues. We've never had any, thankfully. But you just never know when all of a sudden they're just going to.
It even mentions Apple because of their for putting apps into their app store.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's it doesn't make sense. It's getting to the point where it's useless. Like it's like those age gates. Like really, 5-year-old pick on an age gate. It's like in Quebec, banning pictures of a leaf. Like what other leaf picture do we ban?
They ban more than that in Quebec. Lots goes on in Quebec we don't even know.
Oh, I know. Yeah. There's some people out there it's crazy. We reported on what some people think that there's no medicinal value.
There's a lot of independent reporting going on, which is good, thankfully, that are actually just people on the streets. They're just uploading their videos and putting their narrative with it. And
that's the thing now. Yeah, exactly. That's where I guess as long as they don't get removed off the social media.
Well, the ones that are truth usually do. Right?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, there's like I said, it's pretty bad.
So, but hopefully, and would that change if the U.S. Federally legalized cannabis?
Yeah.
Would social media sites be more apt to accept that advertising? They could still age gate it somehow.
Yeah, and it would totally change everything all over the world, the whole dynamic. If the United States would just pull their head out of their ass on all kinds of things, but that's specific. That's a big barrier. That's a big holdback. But again, even during the election, how many states had that in the referendum? But high enough barriers on it.
Well, cannabis
right?
Cannabis lost several in several votes this round.
But they put it at a 60% barrier.
Well, yeah. I was talking to a resident from Florida yesterday, and I said to them like the majority of you guys voted for it, wanted 57%.
Right.
He says, "Yeah, I know, but the laws it's set at 60%.
That's not even fair. That's not democracy."
He said, "That's not right."
No, it's not. It's not.
How
Because you're letting a minority of people tell you what to do.
How do those lawmakers get in there? Do they get in there with a 60% vote? No, they don't.
No. And that's what I mean. You're letting a minority.
Do they have to keep voting until they get 60% of the people who agree with them in order to get them to be in office? No. 50% plus one, or however they're
the highest bidder, the white guy with the highest votes didn't have to be 50%.
Yeah, it could be just based on your.
You could have two, and guy had one, and you.
Well, it depends on how many people running. And like here, obviously we have several, but down in the U.S., they just they have a two-party system, right? So.
It's just unbelievable. Like I said, that set the barrier so high that it's almost unattainable.
Yeah,
and you got the majority of the people telling you what the majority should do. That makes no sense.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, it was just like
illogical.
Yeah, and then there was another one that was accepted on by the people, but it was killed by the courts.
Oh my God. So the people decide, but then the courts say, no. You guys aren't smart enough to decide for yourselves.
The courts didn't accept some wording or something to do with the vote of the vote. It was
no wonder people say that America's not free, and it's the same here, because all it takes is one court case to blow it all out of the water.
Oh yeah, it can. Yeah.
Rule of law.
Well, it only took one court case for it to change cannabis laws in this country. They got the ball rolling.
Right. Unreal.
Yeah. Here we are now. What,
24 years later?
25 years later?
Like,
what's that?
I said we're better off because of the court system.
Yeah. Well, without it, we wouldn't have had it. We wouldn't have had a medical program without the courts.
But again, our courts are more fair because we don't elect our judges. It's not a political thing like it is down there. They elect their judges, they elect their DAs, they elect their sheriffs. And then it's all political because whoever wins and you got the greasiest hand gets to rule. I think that's absolutely fucking ridiculous because half of them aren't even qualified to be doing what they're doing. As long as you've got a good slit tongue and you got lots of money behind you, you can be the sheriff. You can be the judge. Well, that's how they do it down there. They all vote on it. It's ridiculous.
I know.
And then there's no political influence. Okay. It's no political influence.
Hey, that's the way their system's set up. And
I don't know who set that up. I should just, they should go back in time and maybe give them a slap.
Well, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to be the devil's advocate here, and be on what would they see as? Would they look at it as that sheriff represents the view of the people that he is protecting?
No, he should accept the view of the law. The law is black and white, right? You should accept the law. He should be appointed.
I agree.
He should have the qualifications, not just because he can, like I said, run a good race. No.
Yeah.
You should have like we do in Canada. You don't have judges sitting on the bench that haven't worked their way through the ranks, been a prosecutor, and then get appointed to do that job. Then they're unbiased. They're fair.
Yeah. Some people might say, "Well, who appointed them? What was their political leanings?"
No, it's all Superior Court judges. They have to be unbiased. All of them. In our system, there is no political
You
leaning.
know, you never hear,
No,
conservative
because
judges.
they keep their mouths shut. They stay out of politics. There's
You
no.
hear more on the Senate end of things,
But
conservative
the
Senate.
Senate is political, where our courts and Supreme
right.
Courts are separate, completely
Which is supposed to be apolitical, correct? Not involved in it either way.
separate from our political, right?
Yeah.
No political anybody, even the Prime Minister, can't tell a Supreme Court judge what to do. He can't tell the RCMP what to do. It's totally
No.
different. In the States, well, Donald Trump is going to have everybody doing his bidding.
Yeah, that's a whole different show.
It's a whole different system down there, and that's why they can
Oh
get
yeah,
away.
exactly. Hey, he couldn't apply for a job at McDonald's, so
I should be able to go across the border now. If he's a
yeah,
felon,
we can.
he can travel wherever he wants.
You are a threat to the citizens of the U.S.
Oh,
you cannot cross the border.
He's a threat to the citizens of the world. Just saying.
All righty. Okay. I see it's the bottom of the hour.
Right?
Yeah. For those who are tuning in, don't forget following this broadcast at the top of the hour will be Newbie and the Doobie. Mary Jane and Timmy will be broadcasting. I'm not sure which episode we'll be running, but stay tuned. You'll be able to find out. Right? Oh, I know what I had to remind you about before we go. Okay, I'm gonna run this. I'm gonna run this. It's a 2-minute clip. Right?
Okay.
Right, and we'll break back, folks.
This, guys, is a BT bottle with a little straw on the end of it. Okay. Back in the day, we used to have glass bottles, soda pop, glass bottles. Okay, soft drinks, and this was built for the old school hash. This is the hash that your uncles and your grandparents would get. And this is the stuff that we would all treasure whenever we could get it because we thought it was the best stuff because it's the constant. It was our form of concentrate.
Correct.
Right? When we were young, right?
Yes.
This is
To answer your question now.
Oh, here we go. Forward. Oh, now you're going to cut this out if it doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
You just cut it out now. These are the 3 tools I use to form and shape the hashes.
So now once the prep work is done over on the lathe, it now has to come over to me to put the mouthpiece on and finish off the top part. So first up, I just need to clean up and close off the top that's left over.
First thing I'll do is I will heat up the corner and I'll push in the Maria, which is the circular love style. Acts as a stopper. Right? Whereas I'm kind of like, I'm 49 years old, but I don't have time to be an artist.
You know, but each one is individual, though. There's only one of each. So it does make it art.
Oh, stop it. Okay.
There you go. That's a promo I've been running for the Apple, and I got an update on things. Coming soon is coming real soon. I have obviously got an update on this. I have it done. It is finished. I have it. Yeah, it is finally done. It is a about a 52-minute long movie, documentary, whatever you want to call it, of the apple.
That's great.
Yeah, I sit down. As you can see, I sit down and have a talk with them. There's video footage of them creating one, and we get into some questions and answers as well. So it was a good time.
That's good.
And not only the apple, but also the dewdrop. Right here, the dewdrop. We talk about that during the video as well. So,
how'd your can work?
Pardon me?
How'd your can work to clean it?
Oh, I haven't used it yet. Haven't used it yet, but I've used the dewdrop and it's gotten dirtier. And I've got company coming Friday, so I think I better put it in. I think I better put it in there tomorrow.
Give it a bit of a bath before the company comes in.
Yeah, give it a bath before my company comes. That way, it's clean.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, the nice thing about it though is what you see. Like none of like the stain, the brown, none of it is. There's no ash.
No.
There's nothing floating.
No, well, because hash just kind of doesn't have any carcinogen, right?
It'd just be accumulation of particles that are in the smoke.
Awesome.
So,
perfect.
All righty, so yeah, I'll be releasing that soon.
Awesome.
You'll be able to see that here on the Pace Radio Network. It's also on the 420 Pace Network, and it'll be on the 420 Radio Network as well. So, and our YouTubes and so on and so forth. Yeah, it was a good time. I really enjoyed it. And I got lots of more footage. I'm gonna make some more clips, and we'll be able to run them as well.
Perfect. That's great.
All righty. Other than that, you got anything else?
Yep. Time change for Cannabis and Coffee with Tamara will be for 10 a.m. on Mondays now instead of noon Mountain Standard Time because of kids and stuff. So I'll be following Al right after Al in the news on Monday at 10 a.m.
Okay, so that is 10 a.m. Mountain, 12 noon
time,
Eastern.
Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. West Coast, and 3 p.m. Atlantic time.
Noon? Why not have a coffee at noon? Coffee and just some cannabis. It's great time.
It's just right after I get up in the morning, and I'm just having my coffee and a doobie at about 10 o'clock. So it works out perfectly for me.
Yeah, out here on the east, it's lunchtime. So why not? People have a coffee at lunchtime, right?
While you're having your lunch, you can join me and have your lunch.
That's right, exactly. All right. Other than that, thanks to our sponsors, legacy420.com, Limestone City Hydroponics.ca, Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, and At-Eze.ca. Other than that, thanks to everybody for tuning into the program, and we will see you next week. And good night. Bye-bye. Let's share Pace everywhere. That way it can help create peace. People everywhere advocating cannabis education.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.